Hi everyone, it's Lauren. I thought I would do a really quick what I'm currently reading video for you today because normally I just read one book at a time, and at the moment I'm reading 4 books all at the same time, which is quite rare for me. So I've never done one of these videos before because normally there's just no need for me to talk about what I'm reading because it wouldn't be very interesting talking about one book. So the first book that I am currently reading is We Need New Names by NoViolet Bulawayo. I bought this as part of my kind of diversity haul thing when I did my diversity tag video, and this was recommended to me as some African literature. I'm not very far through it yet, but what I have read I am enjoying. Our protagonist is a young girl and she's poor and she's living in a non-disclosed African country, I believe. Maybe I will find out later on throughout the book which country she's supposed to be in, but at the moment they're saying our country and our language, which makes me think that it could be any country. You're not supposed to know which country she's in. You are completely thrown into the culture, and it's very matter of fact. The perspective that you're reading from is very interesting and very different to the kind of perspective that I normally read. And yeah, so far really enjoying it. The second book that I'm currently reading is Middlesex by Eugenides. Every time I mention this book in a video, everyone comments down below going, oh my god, read Middlesex, like it's so good, and I'm just so pleased that I have read it. So thank you to everyone who said I should read it, because I'm really enjoying it. This is the story of Cal, who is intersex. For the purposes of this video I'm going to use the male pronoun because at the time of writing, I suppose, Cal is living as a man and looking back on his life and the life of his parents and his grandparents and kind of their stories and why it was that he was born intersex. It's a wonderful, not quite magical realism, but very kind of odd, eccentric family saga, and I'm really enjoying it so far. At the moment I'm just in the story of Cal's grandparents, and I'm really enjoying the writing style at the moment. I'm really enjoying the storytelling, and I'm pleased that I'm giving Eugenides another go because as we all know I did not like the virgin suicides, and yeah, really enjoying this book. The third one is a reread, which is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and I'm rereading this with Alicia and Erica and Stephen, whose channels I will link below as well, and it's just, I'm really enjoying this. I'm rereading it for my Page to Screen project, but I'm really pleased that I am rereading it because I think it took me a while to get into classics, and some of the first classics I read were Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights, and when I did read them I just didn't really like them, or I just didn't really know what to expect, and I wasn't into reading classics at that point. And now my reading has developed a little bit more, and I know what to expect from a classic, and it doesn't scare me anymore going into it, and I'm kind of down with the language and that kind of thing. So it's really interesting now, me going back and reading those very first few classics that I picked up, because I remember enjoying the story of Jane Eyre, but I didn't really like the writing. I found it quite boring to read, but I thought the story was good. So yeah, it's just nice to go back and reread something and kind of experience it differently and enjoy it more, which is the most important thing. And then the last book on my currently reading pile is Gilead by Marilynne, and I'm just so pleased that I picked it up. The language is so beautiful, but also the tone and the subject matter of the novel is just so gorgeous as well. It takes the form of a letter written by an old reverend who's in the town of Gilead, and he's got a very young son. He is terminally ill and will be dead before his son is kind of old enough to really ask him questions about his life. So he is telling him about his life and his love for his son, and also about his father and his grandfather, in kind of a similar way to Middlesex actually, where we're having a family saga. But it's very philosophical in an almost quite mournful way, because the narrator knows that he's about to die, and his thoughts on existence and love and religion in general. I mean, he's a reverend and he talks about religion and he talks about the Bible and God, but it's not, I never felt like it was in a preachy way. I thought it was just in a really interesting way, and I'm really enjoying the language and the storytelling and just the actual thoughts that are coming out of this character's head. I just really enjoy. What I didn't realise about Gilead is it's actually a series of books. I thought it was just a standalone novel, but the third one in the series, Lila, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, has just been longlisted for the Man Booker Prize, and that brings me beautifully into my little announcement that I wanted to make in this video as well. As you may or may not know already, I am an official vlogger for the Man Booker Prize this year, along with 4 other fantastic ladies, Ariel, Jean, Jen and Lena, and all 5 of us are going to be reading the books, reviewing the books, making lots of different interesting content for you, discussing general ideas about the Man Booker Prize, and there's some fun events that we've got planned as well, and it's going to be really fantastic. So So the next video you see from me will probably be an unboxing of all of the long-listed books. But before that video went out, I just wanted to have a really quick disclaimer that none of us are getting paid at all in order to promote the Man Booker Prize. We're being sent to the long-listed books, but all opinions are completely objective, and we're doing this because we want to, because we love this kind of fiction and we love the Man Booker Prize, and we are really excited about the content that we're able to create for you, but it's all completely done in our own time and off our own bat, and we're not being paid for it at all. So I'm going to have a lot of books to get read before the winner of the Man Booker Prize is announced in October, so I'm hoping to get these for kind of under my belt. Is that a phrase? Under my belt? I don't know. Try and get them read anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you are as excited as I am about all the fun Man Booker stuff coming up in the coming weeks, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I'm quite conflicted with this book because I quite liked a lot of the writing. I liked the elements of magical realism that are in it. I just don't like this technique in general, and that's when you have a nameless male narrator talking about a woman, and it's her story, but she's like this kind of manic pixie dream girl, and he's kind of interpreting